Hey everybody, this is Paul with SimpleDim, the PowerPoint add-in that lets you set scale and units for your presentations and make drawings. Today we're going to talk about a couple new features on changing the formatting of your dimensions. So why don't we go ahead and get started. We will first go ahead and set a scale on our slide. And why don't we just set the scale, and then we'll get to the demo. We'll say 135 feet per inch. That's not really important. You'll notice though that we have our scale set up in the right. And why don't we draw ourselves a rectangle so we can do some dimensions. We'll say the length is 900 feet and the width is 900 and length is 500. Now we have a nice big rectangle and we're going to put a couple dimensions on it. Why don't we do an area? So we have 450,000 square feet, which is really neat, and we're going to do a linear dimension. Now what you'll notice about these dimensions is that they are formatted the way they are. So the backgrounds are in gray, the lines are in red, and we're going to talk about how to change those if you want to do that. So why don't we get right into that, and just to help us find some colors, we're just going to pick a shape just for kicks. Now let's say we want to change the background of that text box to be a different color. You go to SimpleDim, and this is the new feature. You go to the SimpleDim menu, you go to settings, and what you'll find over here is there's a dim box color and hex code and a dimension line color hex code field. So you can now change, and that's where you input the changes for your text boxes. So if you wanted the background of your text box to be, for example, why don't we just pick an arbitrary color and get the hex code. So we'll take this hex, FBE3D6, and we'll put that in our dim box color over here, and there we go. Now what happens is, let's get rid of this area dimension. Let's go ahead and add another area to it, and you'll see that the background of that text box has changed, and now the background of every text box on a dimension will now reflect that background you just did. So if you have a format or a template or a set of colors in your PowerPoint that you like it to match, then now you can change that. And the same thing holds for your dimension line colors. Our first linear dimension was done in red, but if you want to change that, let's find a nice color that maybe we just want it to be a standard, let's just make it like a dark blue, just for kicks, or a dark green. How about that? And I'm just doing this to find the hex code of the color. So if you know your hex codes, you can change that. And now if I do a linear dimension, the line, you'll notice, is a totally different color from the red. And that is really it. So those are ways those will be persistent through your presentation. So if you do a new slide, and we don't really need to see the designer, but if you do a new slide and you want a linear dimension, you'll see that it retains the formatting, and it will do that. It will save for that entire presentation. So now in this presentation, any new dimension text boxes or linear dimensions will have those formatting characteristics. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll keep working to add features. Download SimpleDim at simpledim.com. Let us know how you use it, what you think, and where you think it could be improved. All right, take care. Bye.